Hello Munchkins and viewers alike, it's me Munchie, and this is a voiceover. So my original audio file got corrupt because I was charging my mic and at the same time recording, which I guess isn't allowed, so it was without a sound. Unbeknownst to me, I then played this back, hoping that this was going to be my grandioso return of 2024, so you guys can see the new rescue intake, and alas, you get to listen to my voiceover. So today, I rescued two gerbil sisters. Before we get into the story, let's talk about what do you think this cage is going to look like. So leave them down below about your guesses and type them what you think it's gonna look like. And yes, it is a very common Amazon bot cage, and it is not a tank. Yeah, it's kind of bad. So today, the gerbils that I end up rescuing are sisters, like I had said, but they were on Craigslist, which is where I usually find animals in need of homes, but they were listed as free to good home, which is very dangerous. So that's why I decided to reach out to see if they were still available. The ad said 2 adorable female gerbils with a cage and all the necessary equipment and food. They are from the same litter and are less than a year old. We've had them for about 8 months and our son loves them, but we also just adopted a friend's hamster that couldn't care for him anymore, and I can't have 2 rodent cages in our home. My son has agreed to rehome them. If you're looking for pets that are easy to care for, low budget for food and bedding, don't smell up the house, and provide endless entertainment, consider these gerbils. They live 3 to 4 years on average, are hardy, active animals, and are very social and happy as pair of the same sex. Great option for a family that would like pets without the hassle of very much pet care. Now, class, did anybody see what was wrong with that? Gerbils are not low budget. If someone is going to expect that they're going to be low budget, might as well just say that, oh yeah, it's just $20. You'll only ever have to put into this animal and that's fine. Which is not. Even though they didn't say it themselves, I mean, you're kind of implying that you really don't have to put anything into this animal, which I don't agree with at all. Gerbils cost a lot of money, and the bedding is the most you're ever going to spend. Yeah, the food's pricey, but you don't go through that like you do with bedding. So to me, I don't like what this says here. And because they're listing them for free, I mean, someone could just say that, yeah, they're a loving family, but then just feed these 2 ladies to their snake, which is unfortunate because gerbils are very, very social and intelligent creatures, and they make such fun pets to have. So their names are Nibbles and Munchie, which is funny because it's like, yeah, that's me too. Hi. I'm not gonna name them that, but I want to tell you what they originally were before we change them. But the thing is when I went to their house, it was a nice house, so nothing bad there. The son that she describes, I thought was a kid, but when I saw him in his bedroom before I came in the house and the mom told me, oh, that's my son's room, he looked like he might have been a teenager. So this kid was not actually a kid. He was much older, but turns out the parents wanted to get rid of the animals and not the kid. The kid actually wanted his animals, but because they took in a friend's hamster, that the hamster was with their friend for a year before they came to their house, the mom and dad were like, no, we're not keeping 2 cages. And where they were keeping the gerbils was in the kitchen, which I wouldn't agree with. I don't know if that was temporary or not. The house looked like it was under renovation from the outside but not the inside, and they were keeping the hamster in the hallway, which was kind of weird. And the cage was a tank, but it was also not adequate for that hamster. But when I saw this cage here, I was like, why did they do this? And guess what cage it was? It was the atrocious fur plus cage. I hate this cage. And of course they have a very small wheel inside of there, and it's a saucer wheel. I don't agree with saucer wheels. Classic upright wheels are the way to go, because why would you have a weird shape? And if the animal's too big for the wheel, I mean, it's going to be very awkward for them to run on it and could hurt them. Anyways, here is one of the gerbil ladies. I believe this is Nibbles that came out to greet me while I was talking to the camera. And so these guys are so friendly, and I was so sad to see that the son doesn't have his gerbils anymore, and he bonded with them for 8 months, and yet the family just decided on the hamster because the mother had what I could only assume is more of a bond to the hamster, because she says she took the hamster out at night and has interacted with it. And it, you guys know how I feel about, replacing an animal that has been in your care for a while. I mean, why would you do that? You would probably want to rehome the hamster, not the gerbils. But I mean, the son made up his mind. He said gerbils over hamster, so it is what it is. But this is a cage, and it is a plastic cage, and they filled up the bedding, which is fine, but of course it's only 3 inches of bedding in there. It is filthy in there. It stinks. My car stunk when I brought it home. And they do have stuff to chew, which is okay, I guess. But yeah, look at this peed on section right here. That's where the water bottle was too, but that also looked like where they were peeing anyways and pooping, but it just doesn't look clean. I don't know what the inside of the bedding is gonna look, but it looks like they chewed up a little hide that the people put in there, and I'm not seeing any other chew toys in here besides just the toilet paper roll, and that's not a very dense wood either. And these guys need to trim their teeth, so just having that one piece of wood in there, I can see why it's chewed to death. But if this is the enclosure that they had the gerbils in for 8 months, I mean, that's rather sad, honestly. And I'm surprised that these ladies are not as crazy as I would assume they would be. Apparently they were interacted with daily because the mom made sure to feed them and to take care of them. So, but they're going to be going into the night angel cage that you see in the background there, and I'm just gonna set it up for you while I am talking to you. So before I set this up, I did want to discuss to you what bedding I was using, which is going to be the soft brown paper bedding from Select Pet. This paper in general is very fluffy, however, it is very fine. It's thin. So when you have animals walking over it, it compresses very easily, whereas if you had a more denser bedding, it won't compress or compact. So that's why I like using it for gerbils as well as with an aspen shavings mix, but I don't have that with me right now. I currently ordered it from Chewy, and it might actually be the boxes downstairs that I have yet to open, just because I wanted to get this video out of the way, because when I bring home an animal, I want them to decompress, and they can decompress inside their already established environment and enclosure, even if it's small. You just want them to not be so stressed upon a new situation. Even though the enclosure itself will cause long-term stress, it's not affecting the animal in its current state. So I want to make that very clear, because I have seen people in the past, when I would review the cage with the animal inside of it, the animal was decompressing while we had just gone home, and it was fine to be talking for that long of a time. So back to talk about constructing this. So this enclosure I wanted to use for gerbils only. For hamsters, it's also good, but I want glass only for gerbils. They shouldn't be in anything plastic, wood, etc. So the other thing to note too is that because we have a lot of animals at the rescue, we also have to use the supplies that we can get. So we want to make sure we take care of everyone. So that's why I'm not going to be filling up the Night Angel all the way to the top. This is a temporary solution, and others are at the rescue to consider. So we will fill it up as much as we can so they can easily make a burrow, have fun, play around in it. But yeah, just want to clarify that. There is a difference between taking care of many animals at a rescue and taking care of one animal or some animals in your care at home. Personal care is much different from rescue care, but at Munchie's Place, we try our best to make sure that everyone meets the minimum and has enough bedding, has the right materials, the right food, the right size hides, and the right size wheels. Right now I'm just putting the hay in, but I did want to make a note that the beam is in the way, so you can't see all of the depth when it comes to the bedding. So what you're seeing right now is not the actual bottom in there, as I'm fluffing up the bedding and mixing it with the hay right now. So it's a lot more than what you're currently seeing. And if this is still not enough bedding, I will go ahead and put some aspen shavings in once I get them in. But what we're going to be adding is a large size wheel. So we're going to have a 12-inch wheel in there for both ladies. We're going to have a platform in there. We're going to have a viewing hide that is partially chewed up. And I saved them anyways because I knew I was going to use them again. And then, of course, we're going to have some chew toys in there and a water bottle that I forgot to put in during this video, but it was put in after I turned the camera off. All right, so the final viewing of this cage, so you can kind of see, one of the gerbils is coming out now, and she was so curious. She was not afraid. In the car ride, she was a little bit afraid because I think it was just loud, but she didn't quite get into my hand, but she was just so sweet. Like, she was saying, hey, did you have anything for me? Did you have any pumpkin seeds for me? Which I found out that these two ladies love pumpkin seeds. And because they said they had them for 8 months and got them from a pet store, I can only assume that they were like 10, 11, or 12 months old at the time. They don't look like full-grown adults yet. Their coats are still very shiny. They're still very, like, thin. They don't look like they're buffy adults, which adults will start fattening up probably by year 2. You can kind of see when they start to change year 1. One of them is molting, so they got the molting lines, which if anybody freaks out, don't worry, it's just a natural part of the process for gerbils. And yeah, I mean, look at them. They're so cute. They both look the same too, but I was told that the bigger one was supposed to be Munchie, but I honestly, after looking at them, I couldn't tell. But yeah, right now I'm just showing you what their hides look like. That looks like it was a peeing hide. It is not cleaned out in there. It does look kind of moldy when I was looking at it. Forgot to make an announcement. But the gerbils tried to escape while I was talking to you guys in the camera. And you will see me struggle here trying to keep them from like climbing all over and escaping, which I've had hamsters roam the hamster room before. Nobody ever like completely disappears. It's fine, but I just don't want them to be under stuff. But oh, I'm so happy that I got them. They're so sweet. Like, look at this. Just wait. I'm like, okay, yeah, look at this corner. Yeah, doesn't that look so disgusting? Yeah, let me just take the top off. Whoop, there you are. Whoop, there you are. Hello, ladies. And they're like, run for it. All right, we're free. Let's go. Let's confuse her. Yeah. I was so quick too. Oh my gosh. Oh, it's just kind of funny looking at this again. Oh, aren't they so sweet? Look at them. Ah, I can't fall in love. They're gonna make someone else very happy. But before they run away from me again, let's put them away. You know, it's been a while since I've rescued gerbils, and I want to say I don't think I've ever remembered gerbils being this happy. I swear the gerbils I've rescued have been very cautious and not just like skipping around their enclosure as much as these ladies are, but already we got a gerbil on the wheel, which is fantastic. And the reason why I got the 12-inch out is so that 1, they can both run out at the same time, and 2, they also have much longer tails. Now, the hide that I put in there, well, not hide, but the platform I put in there, gerbils have really unique hind legs where they can jump. I don't know if you guys have ever seen gerbils jumping, but if you think that they can't get to that hide, or platform, you are incorrect. They definitely can, and that's where the water bottle will be going. And also where I will give them some treats. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed the very first rescue of 2024, which technically is the second, but you haven't seen the first. So you guys will hopefully see a lot more of me. I'm going to be posting from here on weekly until life changes again, and then you probably won't see me for a while. Haha, jokes aside. But yeah, I might look very different to you than what you saw last, which was back in September. But yeah, it's good seeing you guys again, and I hope you guys will continue to keep watching. Take care. Bye.